Hello everyone, welcome back to our Excel training series. In today's module, we are going to perform text-based analytics using a real-world Amazon dataset. We will clean the text, extract the key information, split product data, and even build a smart logic using Excel 365 functions. This session is perfect for analysts, Amazon sellers, and then anyone working with the messy e-commerce data. So let's get started. So what is our learning objectives? First, understand how to clean the text data into Excel 365. Second, use text functions to extract, split, and then combine the text. And then the third is the how to search and create the normalized columns for a product codes. Yeah. Now let's understand the raw data set here. So in the Excel, as of now, I have an Amazon order data set. What I have here is the order ID followed by ASIN number, the raw titles. So for example, you can see here the Sony WHCH510 is the product, followed by there is so much space here and then rest of the text. Yeah, you can find so many blank, unnecessary, unwanted spaces are here. Yeah, now let's go to the next. That's the product name. You can see the product name into two parts. The first is Sony WHCH510 followed by dash, and then there is another variant or a feature of the product. Same thing for the Samsung also, there is a dash, yeah, and then so on. There is a seller code. As you can see, sellers start with SR dash and there is a code followed by the country. Then there is a product code. PID is the product, the serial number of the product, and then larger variant of the product. Then the reviews of the text. We have already gone through the data set. Yeah. Now I'll take you through with all the formulas one by one, starting with the text cleaning functions. So what we need to do here is remove the extra spaces from the raw title to make it clean and then the consistent. So we'll come here, we'll write the formula is equal to trim, bracket open, and select this particular range and close the bracket. We'll press enter. Now you can see the entire space has gone. All the redundant space has gone here. I won't take you through with the copy pasting of the formula that you already know. Now let's move next. That's the upper function. Now in upper, what we'll have to do is the convert raw title into full uppercase for the standard formatting. Then we'll come here, we'll write down the function is equal to upper, say tab, select this particular range and then close the bracket. Now you can see the entire text is in uppercase, but still you can find the empty spaces here. How you can remove it? Simply using the trim function. What we can do is here, before upper, we'll put the trim function that you have already learned. And at the end, we'll close the bracket. So now you can see entire trim function consists the upper function. Yeah, that's a combination of two functions. Press enter. You'll have the entire raw title in the uppercase without the spaces. Now let's move to the next. Now let's copy this entire function. Ctrl C, press escape, come here and say Ctrl V. Come down the line, also Ctrl V. Now I'll explain how you can change the formula from upper to lower. So this is the lower function. You have to just go and change from upper to lower. So entire content has came into lowercase. I will do the same thing for the proper function. We'll select it and say proper and then enter. Now you can see the first alphabet of each character is capital. Yeah. format the raw title into proper case, making each word look neat and then the readable. We got it right? Fair. Now let's move next to the left function. What we have to do here? Extract the seller country or a category prefix by taking characters from the start of the seller code. So here is the seller code. We have to take SR-00045 as a part of it. We'll take this. How we'll do it is equal to, we'll put left, say tab, select this particular range. You may can say the text needs to be selected, and say comma, and then the number of characters that you need. I will count it. I'll just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 characters that you have to put. I will put 8 number and say close the bracket. Now you may can see that you have pulled out the seller code from this particular cell. Yeah. So next function is the mid function. We want to extract the numeric portion or a middle segment of the product code. So we need, in the product code, we need 001, 002. Yeah. So we'll come here, we'll put is equal to, say mid, bracket open. In the text, we'll select the range, say comma. From which position we want to pick up this number is, we'll just count it, PRD as the 3 position, then the space, 4th position, and 0 is at a 5th position. We'll say 5 and comma. How many characters we'll need here is the 3001, and you may can see everywhere the format is same. We'll say 3 and say close bracket. So this is what we have picked out from the product code, the right product code. Yeah. Next function is the write function. Now what we need to do is extract the ending part of the seller code, which is this. What is that? Usually the country or a geographical code. So you want to take out India as a IN, US, UK and all this stuff. Yeah. We'll come here, we'll put write function, press bracket, press tab, text, I want to select this, comma. So from right hand side, how many characters we'll need? N and I, these are the 2 characters we'll need. We'll simply press 2, close the bracket and say enter. Now we got, from the right hand side, we got country code is populating here. So till now we have covered the text cleaning part. The next one is extract product information from the cell. Now we'll learn how to extract the meaningful product information from the cell. Yeah. So let's start with text before. And these are the functions largely appearing in the Office 365. So what's been written? Extract the parent product name by capturing the text before the first delimiter. This is the hyphen that is being used. Here we can see this product name largely split amongst 2 separated by the dash. This is what it is we are talking about. And this is largely consistent across the product names. So you may can find it here, 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 here and here. But you will ask me now, here is also a dash. But you may can see in this dash there is a space before as well as the after. Yeah, the same across the product names. So it won't be captured. Now let's start this. So let's say I'll put is equal to sign. I'll write text before and say tab. I'll select this particular cell. I need to select the text and then say comma. I have a delimiter. What delimiter I should be using? I should be using double quotes, space, dash, space, double quotes close. So any delimiter, you have to use it into double quotes always. And say close the bracket. And say enter. Now you found this and picked up fair. Now let's go for the next. It says extract the feature or a variant from the product name by capturing the text after the specific delimiter, which is the second part of the product name. Here we'll use the TEXTAFTER formula. So here we'll type is equal to, we'll say text after and say press tab. We have to select a text, we'll do a same selection, say comma, we'll use a delimiter in the double quotes, space, dash, space, double quotes close, and then bracket close. And we'll say enter. Now you can see the second part is being picked up here. Now let's say TEXTSPLIT. Split the product name into brand, model, variant, etc. using the multiple delimiters to spill into the columns. Now let's say put the formula saying TEXTSPLIT. Say tab, select the text, comma, then double quotes. What the delimiter we should use is the dash. Now I'm not entering the space before and after. And then again double quotes close, say comma, or maybe just close the bracket and then press enter. Now you can find Sony, CH, blue, and then ear. All of this are split basis the dash. As soon as I'll just drag this formula below the line, you'll find this is copying across cells. Yeah, you can see the formula. This is picking up Apple iPhone 128 GB midnight. Yeah, so that depends on the format that currently you have, and then accordingly you can use the respective formula. I'm dropping this. Now coming to the next, this is a join text where basically the two cells can be joined all together. Now what we want to do is combine the ASIN and then the product name into single string. For example, labels, ID, or maybe slaps. Yeah. So what we will do, we'll combine the ASIN as well as the product name. We'll come here in the concatenate and say concat and say press tab. We'll select this particular ASIN, comma, and this particular product name and say close the bracket and then enter. What you can see here, it had joined two cells, but there is no separator between two. So what we'll have to do to add a separator, we'll have to go to the formula, we'll say comma, and we'll add in the double quotes, space, we'll add a line and space and then double quotes close and say enter. Now we got a separator added here, which is splitting the two cells. That's the identifier. So next time whenever you want to do like text before or maybe TEXTSPLIT, you can use this as a delimiter. Yeah. So now the TEXTJOIN is the function, is much better function than the concat. How? Let's see. Let's say is equal to TEXTJOIN, say tab. We have to use the delimiter. What delimiter we'll use? Space, line, double quotes close, say comma. What you have to say? Ignore empty cells if there is any. We'll say true, say comma. I have to select the first text, comma, text 2. I can keep selecting through the comma, yeah, and say bracket close. Now we are selecting only two texts and say enter. Look at this formula and then this formula. Here you will have to manually define that particular formula or maybe cells or maybe a separator. Here there is the ask that you'll have to put the delimiter and then accordingly select the ignore empty cells or not, and then next cell. So you can keep selecting. You don't have to copy paste this all the time. This stroke I mean. Say enter. Now what's the find and then the search? These are the searching keywords. You can find any text, any keywords in the cell and says if that particular text or a keyword is a part of that cell or not. Now let's say identify Sony is the keyword. You'll have to identify if it is a presence in the cell or not. We'll say is equal to find tab find text. What text you want to find? Sony. I'll say capital, double quotes close, comma, within this cell, yeah, and then bracket close. I'll say enter. It didn't find because I have put the Sony in a caps, and find formula is the case sensitive formula. That's where I'll have to use SONY in a way is being entered in the cell. Say enter. You'll find this is on a first position. So one defines the position of the output. Now coming to the same thing on a search, I'll say is equal to search, press tab, find text, what? In the double quotes, we'll put Sony in capital, comma, within this cell and say close the bracket. Enter. We got the output because of search formula is not a case sensitive. Fair? Let's move next. We'll use a substitute. What we have to do here? So reformat or standardize product code, which is this code, by replacing the space with the hyphens or a special character. So here is the space. What we can do here is come here, we'll say Control H, say in the find we'll put space, and in the replace we can just add a dash and say replace all. This is being done. There is another approach also. Say Control Z is equal to substitute, press tab, select this particular text. Say what is the old text I want to replace? I want to replace a space. So enter a space, double quotes close, say comma, and then what will be the new text I want to put in the double quotes is a dash. So double quotes close and then close the bracket. I'll say enter. I got my output. Yeah.